Oh.
Oh.
I think we're here.
You're here. I didn't know.
So. Are they really, though?
I didn't know you'd be here.
Are they really here?
Do you come here often?
If a YouTube subscriber isn't around for you to hear them, do they even exist at all?
But it is kind of weird knowing that like 300 people are looking at you and I'm just looking at this black creepy lens. It's just staring at me. There's no feedback, no sound, no applause. It's just us existing in this room all alone with people staring at us. Happy Wednesday? Wednesday.
It's
Happy
Wednesday. Hi, Wednesday.
It is Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, which means today is our very last evening critique session. So we hope that these worked out better for you guys, doing a couple in the evening, some of them earlier in the day. Tomorrow's stream will be at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, and 5 p.m. if you're in the UK. Same time as the Friday bean. Friday session will be the same. It will be on at noon Eastern. So today we're going to be doing another hour of shop critiques. We'll show you here in just a minute what we need from you if it's your first time. I'm assuming that most of you have been here every day or you've attended a critique session in the past with us. So you probably already know how these work. But, you know, for those of you who are new, when we say go, which we'll tell you, it'll pop up in the chat. You'll see a comment from Starla Moore. When we say go, that's when you'll be able to submit your shops. We'll show you exactly what we need for you to submit your shops because YouTube will block it if you try to post a link. And just try to only submit your shop once when we say go. Don't spam it in the chat over and over again. Shops are picked completely random. Mark has a random generator, so we will grab everybody who commented, and it will select somebody at random. So,
and what we will need when we do that will be only this, just this. If for some reason this is different than what you have in your URL, we will need that. Do not post in the chat until I say go. I will actually post it in there, and I will select everyone between go and stop.
Yes.
If you do it before, we will shame you.
Shame. But a couple quick things before we get started. Just make sure that I mean, if you've got like copyright violating items in your shop, we're not going to pick you. Yes. Because
anything that violates Etsy's policies blatantly that we were not able, or that we are able to identify.
Yeah, like we don't want to show your shop to hundreds of people, possibly thousands of people, depending on who watches the replay, and have all those people run and report your shop because you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. So
exactly.
we try to not show any shops that could cause issues, right? Second is that we do these streams twice a year, these long, week-long critique sessions in celebration of the opening of the Handmade Alpha Academy, which is open now, but it's only open until Monday night. That is my 9-module self-paced Etsy coaching program, A to Z. I teach you how to build, market, and grow your brand on Etsy. We teach things like how to start an email list marketing. We teach SEO. You get 12 months of eRank Pro included with your subscription. I'm a manager at eRank, so I can help you with eRank related stuff if you need help along the way. You get the Product Photography Essentials Workshop by photography coach Christina Nicole. That's normally $300 on its own, and you get that included with Handmade Alpha Academy. You get annual access to our Alpha Holiday Boot Camps that are normally around $120 a year if you pay for those individually, but you get all of them for free for as long as we're doing them. And you get the replays of them forever. Whereas normal bootcamp people, they only get those replays until January. And you get the ability to email me anytime you need help. You have direct line to me. Whereas if you're emailing, my public inboxes, there's a chance that you're getting my virtual assistant. So my students are 100% replied to by Starla. So If you guys end up having questions about Handmade Alpha Academy at any point, just save those until the end. We're only going to be streaming for an hour, so we would prefer to keep HAA questions at the end so we can get through critiques. But the last thing that I wanted to mention is that we do June Critique Week is dedicated to the Trevor Project. They provide phone lines, chat lines, they do, just different support lines to at-risk LGBTQ plus youth who, may not have support at home. Maybe they're contemplating suicide. And the Trevor Project is just an amazing organization that provides support to those at-risk teens. So definitely consider, donating with the button down below. The money goes straight to them. We don't see a penny of it. And then when we do Critique Week in December, that'll be for St. Jude. So we try to hit both of those. But I am ready. If you are ready. How are you guys? Oh, it was 90 degrees here yesterday.
Well, I'm going to post go in the chat, but please don't post until I post go in the chat. See, we say we're gonna shame people, and then nobody does it, which means that when I don't say it, people are doing it because they don't respect us.
Yeah, because they don't respect you. That's not it.
Yes, happy Juneteenth and happy Sickle Cell Day. Unhappy Sickle Cell Day.
Is it Sickle Cell Day?
I think Sickle Cell Awareness.
What Sickle Cell Awareness Day?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you're good to.
I don't. Something like that.
Okay, I'll post right now. Just kidding. And happy Pride, Science and Snark posted. All right. Wow, look at him go.
Yeah, that was quick.
This is why we asked you not to post duplicates, because holy moly.
Our new system deletes all duplicates anyway, so it's
right.
fine.
So at that point, you're just wasting your time and filling the chat, which that's also not cool. But
No.
we appreciate you guys, and thank you for everybody who's been hanging out with us. I'm sure that you've noticed like the difference between yesterday's stream and like the 4 p.m. stream. I'm like freshly coffeeed up at noon, and right now I'm like,
I know. I wish I would have got some coffee before we started. I'm tired.
I know. I was promised coffee after my massage.
I know. I wasn't even thinking about it, man. I've been working on music all day, these late streams at the end of the day. It's like I either got to sit around and do nothing and maintain my energy or don't.
Right.
And I chose to don't today.
Well, nobody expects you to not do anything until the stream, Anybody go into wait mode when you know that you have like an impending obligation and you just can't do anything up until that obligation, so you spend your whole morning just like, what even is life? All right.
Nothing's even real. Everything is just an experience. I'm just living my experience.
Ooh, massages. Yeah, that's like the one night I don't get my nails done. I don't get my hair done. I do my hair myself. I really don't go to the doctor. I should.
You should.
I should.
We just fix it with massages.
But I do get massages.
And they're not like the fun kind. They're like the painful, grit your teeth, might cry kind of massages.
Well, my massage today was pretty nice because that
she's really good at it.
Yeah, the girl that I get massages from, I've been going to school with her since elementary school, so I've known her forever. And it's a really weird thing to find out that the girl, when you're laying like naked on a table covered up with a sheet, when the person's like, I know you, and you're just like, oh God, how? Like, please don't be an alpha. Please don't be an alpha. Not that I think it would be weird, but I mean, it's kind of weird if, you're laying there like completely vulnerable. Like, oh no, do you know me from YouTube? But anyway.
I think I know.
That one, unfortunately, we can't do.
Nope.
Because that could get them in trouble, and I don't want to show anybody who could be.
Nope, me either.
Sorry.
Also, I think I know what happens when shops aren't showing up when I post in here. When I copy out of here, there's like a delimiter in here somewhere that you can't see, but it doesn't work in here, but it's still there. So it just goes all goofy.
This looks fine.
This one's fine.
This one's fine.
I am gonna just so it doesn't.
Man, the last few critiques, guys, you guys really are making us work hard, because some of these critiques, I mean,
Yeah, stop it.
You're giving us amazing shops. You're giving us the prettiest shops, and I feel like we can't even critique them.
Streamlabs up, chat over there. Shop up. Nothing else on the screen. Good to go. Screen share.
Do
Okay.
it.
Let me scroll down over. No.
All right. And your name is not this. we want this section to be about you. You got the face in there. You have your face, but I don't know who you are. So make sure that you swap that out for your name, even if it's just your first name. It could be a pen name. It could be just a name you made up. Just put a name in here. That way, you know, I know how to address you. If I'm clicking contact, I would like to address you by name. You guys will notice that if you email me, I will almost always call you by name in your email. Dale Carnegie, author of, I almost said Predictably Irrational. That's Dan Ariely, author of How to Win Friends and Influence People, says, how does he say it? A name to that person is the sweetest sound that can be uttered in any language. Or a person's name is to that person the sweetest sound that can be uttered in any language. Being able to call someone by their name is a way to create a connection. And this is something that you guys can take for your customer communication as well. If you can see what the person's name is, always address them by name. I always open my email by name and close the email by name. Even if I'm using a swipe file, I make sure that the name is in there. Inspired by heart, gifts. Okay, so a couple things here. I really dislike the word gifts at the end of a business name. Like gifts, studio, creativity. Like sometimes studio I can handle, but you know, creative works, art, just really bland nondescript terms, because what you have here is so freaking pretty. Your jewelry is beautiful. Gifts isn't really defining it though. It's, you know what I mean? Inspired by heart on its own stands strong by itself. I feel unless you had to stick gifts on the end because inspired by heart was already taken, if that's the case, I would drop gifts even just from the banner. I know that that causes a little bit of an incongruency, but in terms of memorability, inspired by heart is going to be a much stronger brand name overall than having the gift on there. Handmade jewelry, again, it's like it's almost a disservice to how beautiful your jewelry is. I feel like you could be significantly more descriptive, especially if you're considering this more of a tagline. Your banner is a little blurry. It's not completely crisp. Some of these images are not scaled very well. You're losing a lot of definition here. Honestly, I'm just not a fan of banners where it's a bunch of products slapped on the banner. Again, like we said yesterday, like you're treating your banner like a billboard, like you're trying to advertise to me, but I'm already here. Like you, mission accomplished. Don't focus on showing me what you have. Tell me how I should feel. What elements can you incorporate in that will give me a feeling? And, you know, to be perfectly honest, your branding is cute, but I almost expected like religious jewelry or something, or like, I don't know. I expected something just based on your logo. It kind of feels incongruent to this really like natural, beautiful photography that you have, where you've got these little nature elements of green, very clean photos. I feel like your branding overall is disconnected from this beautiful nature aesthetic that you have. Because I tell you what, your photos are absolutely gorgeous. They're some of the best jewelry photos I've ever seen. And your branding, it just feels kind of amateur. It's not doing much justice here. I mean, even if you wanted to keep the black and white branding colors, that would be fine. I would personally recommend adding in a touch of something, whether that be a touch of that green that I'm seeing consistently through the kind of like foliage that you're using as props, but just a splash of something to help me build some type of emotion. Handmade Alpha Academy students, you guys know that in Module 3, Lesson 4, Chameleon, that's when you start learning about color psychology and how to choose things like accent colors and things that will help to influence how people feel about your business. On average, we only have 7 seconds to form a first opinion, and first opinions are typically the opinion that is going to last, and you want to make sure that those lasting opinions are strong, because you look super cute. I love this photo. It looks like you're in like a fuzzy coat, like in nature. That's kind of how I'm perceiving it, which seems to fit your brand. It's just the disjointedness between the brand name, the branding, and the you know, the very blunt statement of handmade jewelry. You could get so much more in depth. Let's take a little scroll down. You do have some good keyword optimization here, though. Handmade copper, wire, and gemstone jewelry. Like, look at these photos. Beautiful, even lighting scenarios. This photo is kind of not great, actually, compared to the other ones. The listing video is fantastic. It looks like you've got your earrings kind of hanging on stone. This, to me, would have been a stronger photo. This photo here, I mean, even the colors aren't that bold. If you look here, they look very dull. And then in the video, they're very bold. Other than this particular photo, though, everything else looks absolutely fantastic. I love your use of props. They're very subtle, and gemstones and things. I mean, I know exactly the type of person who would purchase your product. You've got a very defined niche.
No, wand is cool.
That is, it's very pretty. Your photos are very nice. Let's take a little scroll through here. Again, complete that about section. Did you just join Handmade Alpha Academy? I feel like you just joined HAA. I just saw your first name and I was just like, you just joined HAA, didn't you? So you'll be learning all of this shortly. But getting some photos in your about section, you know, it looked like you were out in nature, and I'm sure that with, you know, gemstone jewelry, nature probably inspires you. Do you have any photos of yourself out in nature, or even making your product or your workspace, or maybe all of your wire like laid out, or all of your stones laid out? There are a lot of ways that you can build that connection with your shoppers, and that's really going to be like your selling point here, is connecting with those shoppers. You do have your shop member section filled out, so that's good. And you've got some FAQs, so that's fantastic. Well, I will just click on your first featured item. These are so pretty. And these prices are so low. Girl, you got to up these prices. Get back, yeah, even $42, in my opinion, is very on the low side. Module 7. Price like Picasso. We're gonna go into pricing, but ultimately, like my advice to everybody is always price in the top 10% of your industry. Don't scrape at the bottom of the barrel. Especially, is this a one-of-a-kind product? Because there isn't an option to add multiple. So if this is one-of-a-kind, you should be pricing for one-of-a-kind products even more.
You see that weird thing it does when you scroll while the video is playing?
Is there a bit of a shudder?
The color desaturates for a second before it comes back on. That's really weird.
But yeah, great photos. In module 4, module 4, I think. I believe it's module 4, 3, 4, somewhere in there. We talk about adding listing cards, which are, you know, just a couple images towards the end of your listing. That way you can, for one, fill out all 10 of your photo slots. It's not important algorithmically. The algorithm doesn't care how many photos you have. However, you want to keep someone on this page for as long as possible, because the longer that they're here, the more that they're contemplating making a purchase. So keeping them here is increasing, like every second that they're here increases the odds that they're going to make a purchase. Having all 10 photos, making sure that they're different, that they're interesting, that, you know, the product, that they're learning about the product is important. Getting some listing cards in here that maybe talk about some of the things that are down here in your description. I'm sure that this information is very important, something like this. However, people aren't going to read those descriptions most of the time because they're hidden. So making sure that these details are on a listing photo, that can help you to get more photos, but also ensure that your customers are seeing that essential information. Let's see. Wire wrap gemstone bracelet. Double use of the word bracelet. You technically don't need to do that, but if you found a good like superstar keyword, maybe copper cuff bracelet was a great superstar keyword, and gemstone bracelet or wrap gemstone bracelet, maybe those were both great superstar keywords. So that's fine. A little bit of repetition isn't a big deal. Spiral wristband, handmade jewelry, gift for her. You could probably even like handmade jewelry, because you already have jewelry in your attributes when you filled out your listing. I dare say that handmade could be combined with one of these other terms. Like, you could even say handmade rustic wire wrap gemstone bracelet, and you would still broad match for all of these other terms like handmade bracelet, handmade jewelry, because it's in your attributes. And then because you're kind of making a little bit more space, I dare say that rather than just gift for her, that's such a bland term and it's very hard to rank for, I would aim for something more specific. I dare say that your products are probably appreciated by, you know, the witchy community, the pagan community, the Wiccan community, the nature lovers. You could probably get a little bit more specific than just gift for her. And if you were to kind of play around and move your keywords around a little bit, you'd have a little bit more space to do so. But obviously, anything that's performing well, you do not want to touch. Don't change the SEO of anything in your shop that's performing well. Overall, it's just this disconnect between your branding, but I'm like 99.9% sure that you just joined HAA. Pay close attention to modules 2 and 3. Those are going to help you a lot with target market identification, refining your branding, making sure that your branding is psychologically pleasing. But overall, your jewelry is amazing. It is so pretty. That looks like that's like the type of stuff that, his grandma is like, she travels, and every time she travels somewhere, she attempts to buy like a piece of jewelry from where she's traveled to. So she has all this really beautiful like Native American jewelry that she's bought, you know, visiting reservations and things. And it reminds me of like something that she would collect while she's adventuring. So just doing a quick.
Yeah, I gotta check everything because with these kind of shops, looks like some add-ons. That's neat. Okay.
Okay.
I think we're okay.
Okay. Let's do it.
Let me get stream stuff open back up here. There we go. Okay.
All right. Let's see. Each piece is about making a statement, your statement for your personalized surrogacy and adoption jewelry. Oh, I love that. That is such a defined niche. So not just like personalized jewelry, personalized keychains. Your niche is specific to surrogacy and adoption. Or wedding. Okay, so special moments, it seems like. Graduation, memorial jewelry. Okay, so it's not just everything. It's more about like, it seems like you're appealing to those like life special moments. 47,000. Man, girl, you are killing it. That is awesome. Doesn't look like you have a logo here, but honestly, you've got your brand name up here. This is kind of cool. I actually kind of like it. Normally I'm a sucker for a good logo, but this I kind of like. I like the consistency with the blue. It's very clear what your branding colors are. It looks like you use a lot of like grayscale to balance things. Again, normally I'm not a huge fan of having just listing like product photos on the banner, but the way that you've balanced it here with the images, it tells me exactly what the brand is about. And you've done very well with keeping everything very clean and classy with the grayscale images balanced with the product photos. So I'm not going to be too nitpicky there, especially since, I mean, clearly you're doing something right with that many sales. Okay, so let's take a little scroll through. I want to start by saying your product photos are beautiful. I love the cohesiveness. There's a couple though, like this one is so dark compared to this one. It's almost like light, a little darker, darker, very dark. It seems like your lighting scenarios aren't exactly even. Again, not a huge deal. Just
we get it. Little nitpicks.
Little nitpicks because you're going to have one of those shops that's harder to critique. However, I am going to hit you hard with something, and this is something that you can take it or leave it, simply because I am going to have to be as, you know, harder with you just because you have as many sales as you do. And this is personal preference. We can let the chat decide how they feel about it. I hate these photos.
Yeah, I hate everything about that.
I hate these.
To be honest,
I can't see what item I'm adding on. I don't know if this is a photo of you specifically. It's the photo you have up top, or if you're, you know, using like a stock or an avatar. I'm going to assume it's you for now. It's just not relevant to the add-on, you know? I dare say having add-on listing and then, you know, the add-on option big. We don't need fall Halloween. We don't need grads, jobs, and schools on there. We just need to see the product.
It goes from comfortable and soft to like that runway kind of feel out of nowhere. And it's very abrupt and very jarring.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
And like I said, those of you in the chat, like, let me know, like, if you agree. But I think that having those charms on this beautiful blue with the heart that you have, just having the charm by itself.
And you can just do it a little bit closer. It could be different backgrounds. Doesn't have to be the same background if you don't want them to be. Obviously, this makes it significantly more apparent that it's not a full product, right? Like you have it in the small box. It's very easy to identify. I see what you've done there.
Right. Like we see the logic behind it. It's just not hitting my eyes. And yeah, most people in the chat are like, yeah, don't care for it. So,
yeah, the photos themselves of the small, like they look good how they are. You could just blow that picture up.
Yeah.
Like they're good. Just blow them up.
Yeah, exactly. And these,
you could even do the add-on listing like title on top.
Yeah.
You could still have that card.
Exactly. And these photos are so good. You clearly have a knack for photography. So, I would definitely just focus on the item itself, make it look beautiful. Let's see. I like the gift wrap option. I like that you even have it separate as an add-on. That's great. And
that photo works.
Yeah, this is fine. Looks like you've got a lot of great reviews. That's awesome. Okay. You've got a listing or a video in here. Been selling since 2013. So you're definitely one of those, like, I call you like the pioneering shops. You know, that's when I started selling on Etsy with my first shop. And it was a lot easier back then. But because we started earlier, you know, you were an early adopter of Etsy. You've been able to maintain success, which is fantastic. Love family photos. Oh, super cute. Awesome. Okay.
It seems no one is interested in steampunk and fantasy. I
highly disagree with that.
Yeah, severely beg to differ.
Yeah, I absolutely disagree with that. Got lots of FAQs in here. You just got to know where to find your niche. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just click on the first one that you have. Oh, that is such a cute listing video. This is such a cute idea for a listing video, guys, where you don't have to like do the whole product. You could just use one listing video in all of your listings. Very cute. And it looks like you put a lot of time into it. Kind of showing the customer like what they can expect. I really like that you're opening it near a fountain with the water. This sets a mood. And it probably makes your customers who are buying gifts feel really confident about the gift that they're giving. All right. Cool. You've got your
I really don't have a lot of complaints.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's probably something, you know, do you have...
There's little nitpicks, like some of these photos were obviously taken in direct sunlight and the color correction was very good, but like the metals are still, you know, overexposed. You can't see the texture in them anymore, that kind of thing. But it's literally so nitpicky that it's just nitpicking for the sake of nitpicking.
Yeah, I think these photos are fine.
Yeah, I think they're fine how they are.
If you wanted to fill out more of those 10 listing photo slots, I would just grab some of these details, like, you know, some of this information, get it into one of your photos and, you know, stick it in there. That way you're filling up your photo slots, but you're also making sure that everybody knows everything that they need to know about your listing. Let's see, best woman. Okay, so SEO is not great here, but if it's selling, don't touch it, okay?
Yeah, you're one of the OGs who have been around for a little while, so the rules are a little different for you.
Right. Don't touch anything that is not selling. However, these are very outdated.
It is selling.
Or it is selling?
That is selling. Yeah. You said don't touch anything that's not selling.
Or yeah, only touch things that aren't selling, okay?
Aren't selling. Or aren't. Yeah, you're right there. We're confusing everyone.
If it's selling, don't touch it.
There you go.
If it's not selling, update your strategy a little bit. Okay. Let me start by saying that what you've done here was correct about 10 years ago. So assuming that, you know, you've been selling for a long time, it looks like you're still utilizing those strategies. Even if you utilized old strategies, if the listing is doing well, Etsy has already identified that you want to be known for those keywords. If you remove them or change them, you are going to lose a lot of that amazing traction that you're having for listings that are selling. However, new items and items that are not selling, you don't have that benefit there of having those listing quality scores already pre-established. So making sure that you're utilizing current strategies is extremely important for anything that's new and anything that is not selling. My biggest piece of advice, because there's so many like not great practices here. I mean, I see repetition, best woman, best woman. Etsy's going to correct misspellings and things where there's, spaces. Thank you. Will you be my best woman? Again, repetition, bridesmaid. This is just keyword spaghetti is what we call it. My biggest piece of advice is to go down below this video, open up my video description, and in there, you'll find a list of like free resources. Get my free Etsy SEO toolbox. It's either going to say Etsy SEO toolbox or Etsy SE Oodles toolbox. That's what you want. Go through that toolbox because first of all, you're going to get a webinar that I teach where I explain how Etsy's algorithm works so that you can understand like how current strategies should be applied. And that is extremely important, for just making sure that you're doing things that appeal to the algorithm.
They said they're in module 3 at the moment.
Oh, you're in HAA too. Everybody's in HAA. Well, then you don't need to do anything. You can just wait until module 7. I am just, it's all HAA students in the chat. But even so, you know what? Even if you're in HAA, I still recommend watching that webinar. For you, it's actually listed. You don't have to sign up for it in the link down below. It is listed in the resources guide of Handmade Alpha Academy. If you go into the resources guide, it should be in there. But that webinar, it just kind of breaks down how Etsy's algorithm works. But again, module 7, we're going to be covering that. For those of you who are not in Handmade Alpha Academy, though, definitely get the free Etsy SEO Oodles toolbox. But overall, very nice. It's just kind of the nitpicky stuff. Those photos, not a huge fan of. I feel like they're doing a disservice to the strong points of your brand. And the SEO will definitely need some work moving forward. But the listings that are doing well, like they've already established their position. So you don't want to touch those.
I'm going to go ahead and post go in the chat again. So you guys can go ahead and repost your shops. We're at the halfway point here.
Sure.
Somebody did ask if Star Seller was important. No. However, all of the factors that make up to getting Star Seller have different weights, at least according to how Josh has been kind of explaining things and where they're leaning to.
Yeah.
So having Star Seller specifically, no, it's not one weight for having that, but like shipping on time, replying to your customers, getting good reviews, all those things all individually do have weight. It's not like one goes bad and you suffer all the way across the board. You have to be kind of like rough and tumbly for it to really be a problem.
Exactly. Can you screen share for 1 second?
Yes.
So, okay. So for example, smooth shipping, Etsy and Josh Silverman just said that shipping on time is a huge factor that in the long run is going to contribute to how shops are displayed based on the personalization factors, and how you're going to rank in search. Replying quickly to customers. He mentioned that. I believe 24 hours is when Etsy wants us to reply to customers. And getting reviews, those help to rank the items as long as those items are, repeatedly selling. Getting positive reviews of that item, Etsy's going to want to show that item to more people because Etsy knows not only did this person buy it, but they liked the item enough to leave a good review on it. Therefore, we should show it to more people like this. So all of those things on their own contribute. It's just the actual Star Seller badge itself doesn't have an impact. So if you were to lose Star Seller, it's not that big a deal. It's not that detrimental. It's the individual factors though that contribute to it and how they work together. So
okay.
Well, while we're doing that and he's pulling a name, I'll do this my halfway through spiel. Shush. Handmade Alpha Academy.
Shush.
You're being loud.
Don't shush me.
You I have to shush you.
Don't shush me.
You're singing songs.
Good.
No happy.
Sing song boy. Yeah, no happy.
No happy.
That's my life.
Handmade Alpha Academy is we're tired, can you tell? This is how we play. Handmade Alpha Academy is open now. It will be closing though on Monday night. It is the best of Starla Moore. Like today, I'm tired. I'm so exhausted. It's 4 o'clock. It's the end of our day, but we're here for you. We appreciate you, and we love doing these critique weeks during enrollment. So we hope that you enjoy them as well. But Handmade Alpha Academy is my 9-module self-paced training program. It is not a one-on-one program. eliminates self-paced, right? There are no weird like 9 a.m. Zoom calls that you have to tune into. Essentially, you can start the program whenever you want. You can put it down whenever you want. You can work through it as quickly or as slowly as you want. You have access to it forever. And anytime that Etsy makes an update or we make an update to the program, you get those updates for free forever. We just made a bunch of updates to the program. You guys also get the product photography essentials workshop by Coach Christine and Nicole. Normally that's $300 and it was just recently updated. You get 12 months of eRank Pro. That's normally $120 on its own, and you get that covered for you. And you also get annual access to our Alpha Holiday Bootcamp event. So if you have questions about Handmade Alpha Academy, we will answer those probably in about 30 minutes. So just stay tuned.
Kate said, when will Module 6 be ready? All of the modules are...
Do you mean in the Product Photography Essentials Workshop or in HAA? HAA is completely open. Product Photography Essentials... Christina had 2 deaths back to back in her family. She has been working like so hard to get there are a couple videos that she has to get into Product Photography Essentials. She's just having to deal with these deaths and plan funerals and stuff. So it'll be there soon, if that's what you mean.
No, Module 6, the middle 3 modules don't work.
Contact me. Email me.
Yeah, email me so we know what you're talking about.
They definitely work. I was just in there today. That sounds like an issue, Kate. That sounds like a bug. But yeah.
Yeah, let me know. Send me screenshots of what you're seeing.
Yeah, you should have access to everything.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hannah. This is so crisp and these are so blurry. Your banner is so pretty. And is this your signature? Your signature is so pretty. Why are the flowers so blurry though? I would definitely try to figure out what the issue is there, because the first thing that I noticed was how blurry they were, and it almost made me miss how beautiful your logo is. So I would just try to make sure that, it's clearly not an exporting issue. It might just be how you've scaled an image that just you've blown it up too big. You might have to do a little bit of tinkering there. But overall, I love the gray. I love the consistency. It's very clean, minimalist. And I love that you've even done your photo in grayscale. It makes everything very matchy-matchy. Looks fantastic. Let's see. Cozy designs for mental health. Okay. Let's see.
There is a player error right now. I'll fix that as soon as the stream's over.
Okay. I wonder if Vimeo's having issues.
Yeah, if you're seeing that, there's a very good chance it's on Vimeo's end. So
we'll look at it right when we're done with the stream. Thank you for letting us know, though.
Thank you.
Okay, so I love that you do your own photos. Do you print these yourself, or are they POD and you order samples? That's what I do. I order samples so I can do my own photos, and they look so nice. They look so much nicer. Very cute though. Very clean. Very minimalist. I'm not getting mental health though. Cozy designs for mental health. Is it more that like you're trying to help them make their house cozy so that their space is mentally healthy? I dare say that there's a disconnect with the overall message and the products that I'm seeing, but it's not a huge gap. Yeah, see the Simply Enough, that works. It's not awful. It's not a terrible gap here. Let's see. Couple things, you could swap out the background, get into Canva, try to put the mugs into scenes that match the overall aesthetic that you have up here. You could even add like a fake like wood table and use a similar stone background. Because ultimately, as long as you're using the original mock-up of the item from your print provider, you probably won't run into any issues. Looks like, are you fairly new? I'm seeing like grand opening notes here. Are you in Handmade Alpha Academy, Hannah? I feel like I keep sticking my foot in my mouth. Like, we did notice, did you have a stinker? Leave a stinky review?
Yeah, somebody bought a faded shirt. However, at the time, now I looked up at the top. Now she's got it faded, botanical t-shirt.
Okay.
Somebody didn't look at the design.
What a
That's
stinker.
very unfortunate. They were probably a mobile buyer too, so they're just not seeing it.
However, customer service was great. My question was answered in a timely manner, and you have put an amazing response. To me,
Yes.
if I was a buyer, I would glance at this and say, no, this person just doesn't, they weren't reading the listing.
I love the response too. You kind of made it their fault.
Yeah,
I
it's,
purposely designed it with a faded look. I know sometimes we don't notice the details when we're shopping online.
I call,
Top tier.
yeah.
My dude, that is how you do that.
Yeah, Hannah, those are like, those where you're like really sweet, but then like, you know that like, you're just like, you dummy. Like that's what you were thinking. That's how I'm that person.
Yeah,
100
dummy. I'm sure that's what it was.
You dummy. Like, why didn't
With
you
a few
read?
expletives in there.
We've all had customers like that where you're just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, you dummy. Why didn't you read? Oh, puppy. Very cute. Very cozy. Showing your cozy space. Awesome. Love that you've got a video. This is what I like. These photos of you actually creating the designs are awesome.
I bet you were bummed. It sucks when that happens, but
Everybody deals with a stinker. Unfortunately, you just had to deal with one a little early. But remember, every stinker allows you to learn. And now you've got that faded, thing in there. That way, that way they know.
Some people eat the lead paint chips, man. That's just how it is.
Well, they're so tasty
They're so tasty.
and crunchy.
They're so tasty and crunchy.
FAQs are filled out. That's awesome. I mean, overall, your brand aesthetic and everything is beautiful. So I'll click on the one that the stinker was, yes, faded botanical t-shirt. You can tell that it's...
You can very obviously tell.
And it's got that vintage look. Faded botanical t-shirt, cottagecore vintage inspired shirt. Nature, graphic tee, garden gift ideas for Mother's Day. Okay. You could probably swap out Mother's Day. I mean, unless this is like your best seller. Obviously, don't change anything that's selling. But, you could probably swap it out for, I don't know. You could even start putting like Christmas in some of your listings. Not that this is a Christmassy shirt, but it could be a garden gift idea for Christmas or plant lovers. Let's see. Grand opening. Hand-drawn original designs. Okay. It works. Looks good. Looks like you're using Printify. I can immediately identify those mock-ups. But I love that you've got the variations in there because this to me is way more convincing than the Printify mock-ups. And you got a size chart. You might, okay, cool.
Color chart. Cool with that.
Love that. You might want to add something just if you're POD, assuming that you are. Something that I put in my listings is that if you're using different print providers, I have a listing card that says, your items may ship separately. Like I've got something like, we're the artist, but we don't know how to make shirts. We know how to make the art. We don't know how to make the shirts, which is why we trust an amazing third party to print the art onto the shirts. Because of this, we have an amazing, person who does the mugs, and we have an amazing service that does the shirts. And because of this, your items might ship separately, just something like that so that they're aware. But overall, very, very nice.
Very nice.
Not a whole lot of critiques here, but man, my biggest nitpick is
Clean up the banner.
Yeah, that's my biggest nitpick is clean
And
up
the banner itself is fine. Just clean it up.
Yeah, it's a little less fuzzy.
Clean it.
Clean the banner, Hannah. Clean
How
it.
dare you?
How dare you? But your art is beautiful. I love it. All right. Let's get us a new one. I kind of know who this is already.
Do you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think we're good. I don't see anything we can't have here. Okay. Oh,
What have you done?
give me my mouse.
What have you done?
Nothing. I just wanted my mouse. There we go.
Are we allowed to show little wieners on the screen like this? I don't think we're allowed
That's
to.
perfectly average. Thank you.
I love that you've got the bearded dragon there too, and a beardy. Super duper cute. Melissa and are they in this picture? Zoom this picture in more. Zoom this picture. I want to see you, and I'm assuming puppies. But very, very cute. I love the art. It is a little blurry. If you're utilizing Canva for your exports, I would just make sure that you're increasing that size. You can only increase the size, like, you can't increase it as big as it needs to be unless you have a Canva Pro subscription. I recommend just Googling, Canva Pro free trial, signing up for the free trial, exporting your banner at the largest possible size that they'll allow you to do so, and then canceling the trial. That way you don't have to pay for it. Especially if you don't plan to use the membership for anything else. Gifts and accessories for pets and their people. You could probably get something about dachshunds in here too, because it seems like a majority of your products are weenie related, aside from, well, I guess the bandanas, not really. There's a couple in here that are, that are dachshund specific. Let's take a quick scroll. Overall, really cute. I'm going to tell you, the photos aren't perfect, but I kind of like that because it feels more handmade. Does that make sense?
Are you using a light box, or are you using, it almost looks like you're using sunlight because it's got that kind of natural yellow hue, but it's not quite bright enough.
No, this is not,
I mean?
This is not natural light. I will be surprised if she says that it is. Some of these are. These to me do not look like natural light. I'm excited to see if I'm wrong, but I'm like 90% positive that these are not natural light. The bearded dragon harnesses are adorable. My mom's dragon will not wear a harness, but I love them. They're very cute. Again, the product photos aren't perfect, but I feel like for your products, it's actually not a big deal. Now, I will say that I prefer these photos. If you can give me a shop of just these, I'm assuming that you have 2 willing volunteers running around your house. I would do more photos with them modeling because these are adorable, and I immediately know what it is. Where here someone might be like, what is this? Oh, dog bandana. Here I'm like, okay, immediately dog bandana. It's my first thought. Just like these. Oh, bearded dragon bandana is my first thought. I've never seen a bearded dragon bandana before. That is super cute.
No, but I've seen the wings and the little leash kind of things before.
They used to sell them, like, kind of junky versions of them at the pet store.
Since a lot of times when you put them down, they just want to Speedy Gonzales themselves under somewhere.
Right. Yeah. My mom lost a bearded dragon that way. It took off.
Just took off, sat somewhere, and turned into a potato chip.
Yeah, he froze. It was sad. But some photos. Show me dogs. Show me you and dog. Show me Beardy. Show me more. That is a completed about section. Having the photos in there along with your story. Hey, 1,050 sales since 2021.
That's not too shabby.
Yeah, that's not terrible. You're in a pretty saturated niche, so I dare say that that's pretty darn good. I'd love to see your face here, says Melissa. I see dogs. I would love to see you. Not that I don't want to see Marley and Athena. And is your bearded dragon's name Uncle Johnny?
That's my favorite, by the way.
That is adorable. I'd love to see you in here, though. Got some FAQs. Awesome.
Now I'm depressed. Poor baby. Yeah. That particular bearded dragon was dumb. It was not smart.
Yeah,
he wouldn't even eat food that they normally like go crazy over.
She had to like bottle feed him. He was just
he wasn't all there.
We've had a lot of bearded dragons. She had one for 15 years, and for some reason this bearded dragon, he was strange. He got out of his outdoor thing and took off, and she didn't find him until he was already froze. Anyway, on a brighter note, this is adorable.
This is adorable.
I love the peach. Oh, and do you have listing videos of the actual item? That is awesome. I love that. This is your thumbnail.
This is the thumbnail.
This is the thumbnail. This is cute. More of these, though. Even just half of them. Make half of the listing. Look at those eyes. Come on now. That's what I want more of. What do you guys in the chat?
That needs to be on a dog with a big booty.
Let us know in the chat. Oh, a dog with a big booty? Mm-hmm. Amy has a big booty.
She does have a big booty. Or one of those little ones that you like.
Corgis?
Corgis.
see. Love that. You've got information. Looks like you've got the most important information from your description in here when it comes to like risks and things, staying safe. That info should always be right in the listing. Very cute though. I would love to see a close-up photo of the snaps. To me, that's
Snap.
the snaps. I would like to
Snap.
I would like to see a photo of it like opened up so that I can see exactly what the snaps are made out of. If they're plastic, if they're metal, you know, that's just one of those little tiny details that I would love to see. But overall, I think that your shop is super duper cute. Honestly, I'm fine with the photos. You could totally improve them if you wanted to.
Yeah, really. The only critique on these is kind of the white balance, and I think that's just because it was too dark when you took the photos. They're just they're just a little underexposed. Other than that, the pictures themselves are clear.
The props aren't really relevant. You know, that's another critique here.
Themed. They're color themed.
Well, yeah, Christina Nicole, she's big on making sure that the props are relevant to the scenario. I dare say that's why I like the dog more in the photos, because it's relevant. Like the dog is the most relevant thing in the photo, whereas, you know, the beads are pretty. They look cool. They just, I don't immediately know, like, is it for a dog? Is it for a kid? Is it for a cat? And then I kind of have...
For a kid.
I mean, you never know, man.
For a kid.
Is it for
Please
a kid?
don't put these on your kid. And if you do, please send me a picture.
But, you know, I think that, you know, just if you wanted to play with the photos, making sure that the props are a little more relevant, or just swapping them out for the photo with the puppers. And again, heading over to Christina Nicole's channel, by Christina Nicole. Oh,
excuse me.
I didn't look at SEO. I guess I could do that. Embroidered peach, snap-on dog bandana, denim pet scarf, summer cat kerchief.
Cat kerchief.
Gift for new dog or puppy. Simple line. Fruit bandana. You know what? Hey, it looks like you hit all the... I maybe like small breed dog, toy breed dog. Those might be some relevant keywords that you could experiment with listings that, you know, are underperforming, because I'm assuming that, I mean, those definitely wouldn't fit our chunk-a-lunk unless you have multiple sizes.
Oh no, she is
She's
large.
She has, I mean,
butt cheeks.
Well, yeah.
But she's a Shiba and she has butt cheeks.
She's got like the fat beard, you know what I mean? Like you can just, like a dewlap, you can just grab it and shake it. She's, yeah.
Now, are you wanting to do it? We have like 7-ish minutes left. Do you want to do another one, or do you want to get the questions?
We'll do this one. However, this is the last shop. So if you have questions about the Handmade Alpha Academy, now is the time to get those in the chat. Before we show this shop, keep in mind that Handmade Alpha Academy is only open until Monday night. However, once you're in, you can start anytime. It's not that, you know, you only have, it's not like this is when the event is taking place. It is like Netflix. You can access it anytime. You can start it anytime. It's like having a book on a shelf. You can take it off that shelf and pick it up and put it away whenever you're ready. But when you join the program, you get immediate access to everything, the entire program, apparently other than Module 6, which we're going to fix right when we're done streaming.
I think I know what happened. Is that the one that we updated?
No.
No.
Those are old, so there might be something.
Yeah.
We'll fix that right when we get back.
That's okay. We'll figure it out.
But, yeah,
Okay.
I think that's
screen share then. Let me get my thing over here.
All right, Robin.
All right, no banner.
Okay, yeah, Robin, it just looks incomplete, and that's really... Oh, you live in Youngstown. You're close by.
Right up the street.
We're in the Dayton area. Just, it feels incomplete, you know? It feels like you're an artist that's very skilled who doesn't necessarily know a whole lot about Etsy. And, you know, that's how we all start, right? We all start by making something, listing it, and then we kind of got to figure out, what do you do next afterwards? However, for someone selling art, the biggest piece of real estate in your shop is your cover photo. And I'll give it a refresh to see if maybe it's just not.
No, I did that 3 times.
Okay. Yeah, that cover photo, that is the largest piece of real estate that you have. Think about when you go to, think about like a big artist that, you know, everybody knows, like Thomas Kincaid. When you go to Thomas Kincaid's website, and I don't know what it looks like now, but it used to be when you went to Thomas Kincaid's website, you were met with a giant, beautiful image of a Thomas Kincaid, of one of his paintings. And it was not a bunch of paintings. You were met with one painting that really set a mood. It was always like something very, very iconic, one of his more beautiful, more renowned, like, you know, cottage pieces. Because Thomas Kincaid was known for his scenes and his use of light. Right now, I enter your shop and I don't know how to feel. And you haven't really told me how to feel, because fine art, that's not a niche. That could be anything, and it could mean anything. You're not telling me why it's special. And in a world that is, you know, now quickly approaching an AI generated, you know, a lot of people looking for things that are hand painted, you, Robin, have to represent yourself as the artist and show what makes you unique and special. And your banner is a great way to do that. If you're comfortable having a photo of yourself, I even recommend that artists have a picture of themselves overlaid on their banner. You can go into Canva and use the background remover tool to, you know, delete the background from your photo. You could even just have a big picture of you painting. If this is your logo, you could find a way to represent that. You know, it's kind of off center. It's again, it just feels like an incomplete shop. It doesn't feel like you really have a defined niche. And fine art just doesn't capture what I think you have here, because your art is very, it's almost abstract, ethereal. You have no keywords. Fine art print.
Yeah, if you're not going to be trying to generalize your art to advertise to other people, then you're going to have to rely almost entirely on offsite advertising. Which is another whole ball game on its own, because unless somebody's specifically searching for your exact art print and you get lucky, which you do have a few sales, you know, searching abstract art, you probably pop up. However, it's still very niche, and you need to be able to target more people than just fine art print.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't consider any of these to be good keywords, because it's too vague. And it's cool that you've given your paintings names. You could absolutely keep those incorporated in. But for one, what makes it special is I'm assuming that you're making these by hand. This looks like something that you have painted or, you know, drawn. For two, there's just not search terms in here. Maybe daffodils you could probably rank for. There's just a lot of disconnect here. And again, I've got free stuff down below. Start with the Etsy SEO toolbox down below, because that will help tremendously. And it looks like your customers love your products. Framed and matted beautifully. I would love to see what that looks like. I'll click a listing here in just a minute. And it looks like you used to sell jewelry, so it seems that you've changed. Your shop is incomplete. That's also going to take a huge hit on your ability to rank and search, which right now you don't really have a lot of keywords, so you wouldn't really be ranking anyway.
Yeah, you're an artist. Express yourself. They give you so many avenues to express yourself.
Right. People buy from artists that they like, and to like an artist, you kind of got to get to know them a little bit. And you don't have to, you know, tell your life story,
No,
but
you don't have to be like that at all.
But, you know, get your about section filled out. Talk about what inspired you. Why did you start creating artwork? Get some photos of your workspace, of your paints all laid out. If you're comfortable having your face, get that in there. Your shop owners section, that should definitely be filled out. That's something that can, contribute to your rank on Etsy. I'm going to go ahead and I'll click on, this one is probably my favorite. So I'm going to click on this. I don't know what this looks like though. What's it printed on? Is it framed? You've got dimensions. Are you using a print provider? I don't know what I'm going to get in the mail. You know, it looks like a poster. It looks like you're using a print provider. Again, there are 10 photo slots. If you've got the original of this, I want to see the original. I want to see the colors that you have. Like if you've got a workspace that you could even show, I want to see that. Does it come framed? What's it going to look like when it arrives? Even if it means ordering some samples for yourself so that you can photograph them. This just isn't enough to make me feel confident to make a purchasing decision, which really sucks because it's super duper pretty. I actually really love this print. Again, it just feels incomplete and it feels like you're new. So I would love to see you deep dive into my channel. I mean, I've got plenty of videos that you can explore to help you in all of these areas. And most of them are divided out into playlists. Okay. Well, Hopefully we don't lose the stream. I'm done though. We're good. But yeah, your work is so pretty. Are we
Our
not?
stream never disconnected, so
I don't know.
Etsy did a big stupid. Okay.
Seems to be working though. But yeah, Robin, your work is beautiful. And I just would never want to see it be buried by, you know, a bunch of listings that aren't as beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, especially for those who are looking for what I'm assuming is handmade, hand created art. Yeah.
It froze for a moment. Okay, so we dropped for like a second. It wasn't even long enough for us to get a stream dropped message. Little
Okay.
glitchy glitch. That's okay.
All right. What are we doing right now?
Outroing.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean what we're doing? We're outroing.
What are we
It's
doing?
cold. I'm sitting here with my blanket.
I wish that these still have not been brought back to Printify. That stinks. But
No, we have to keep the air cranked because it's like 100+ degrees outside right now.
it's freezing.
And
down
we're in
here.
a basement, so all the cold likes to chill down here.
But guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream will be taking place at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific time, and 5 p.m. if you're in the UK. And so will Fridays. So they're both going to take place the same time as the Friday Bean. And Handmade Alpha Academy is open till Monday night. Did we have any questions?
We didn't have any HAA questions in here. If you guys are interested in checking out HAA, we have
There was one in there.
we have our another one. We'll have our we have my fun button. You've probably seen multiple people talking about my awesome button.
He loves his button.
No, you guys can go to either joinhaa.com or handmadealphaacademy.com/VIP. Check out everything you would possibly want to know.
You can also send me an email at starla@handmadealphaacademy.com if you have any questions, or if you're watching the replay and weren't able to tune in live. If you receive frequent emails from me, you can reply to any of those and I will reply.
If you just want a link to click on, there you go. There's a
And-
link for you.
We did have one question, if you want to read that.
For a multi-medium artist, jewelry, prints, journals, media, etc., can that fit into one shop niche, or is that asking too much of customers, or is that covered in HAA?
It is covered in HAA. However, I can answer it here as well because I think that that's a great question. So you're a multi-medium artist, but what you have said doesn't tell me what your niche is. Jewelry is not a niche. Prints are not a niche. Journals are not a niche. Those are all industries. You can have multiple industries within a singular shop. What matters is what your niche is. So do you have a specific type of ideal target customer that you would like to attract? That's what your niche is. Is your niche, we saw a shop that was clearly for small dog owners and primarily dachshund owners. That's a niche.
So what you're sticking on those things that is your niche.
Exactly. Could all of your products, your jewelry, prints, and journals fit like a boho aesthetic? Are they, related to, you could even do like a Christian brand. You could do a brand for teens.
Are they party clowns? Do you like clowns?
Right. It could be for, a whole brand for, I would love to
Or
see
creepy clowns.
creepy clowns. Like it's more about what is the glue that holds these items together, less about what the item is. For example, in my shop, we are a POD brand, but we officially license with some of the biggest artists in the world. We sell tumblers, we sell shirts, we sell sweatshirts, we sell well, I guess we don't sell blankets right now. We sell stickers, we sell tapestries. Tapestry. Some people don't like that I say tapestry. Tapestry.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I
don't care.
But the theme, the overarching theme in our niche are books that are in popular fantasy, so romantasy. And it's books that are popularized by Book Talk, so TikTok and Instagram. And all of those things exist together because they're all themed around our niche, which is the books that we create the merchandise for. And most of the books that we read, that we create the merchandise for, and that we license with are romance fantasies. So it's like a niche within a niche. We've got our niche. Niche is bookish. Niche within that niche is romantasy. So
It's people talking about tap versus tapestry. If you say tapestry, then you probably also say aluminium, and your point's invalid. So
Tapestry. I say tapestry.
I say tapestry.
Tapestry sounds incorrect. It's one of those things that everybody's gonna argue about, and nobody's gonna agree, just like aluminium and aluminum. Okay.
That's pretty much it. I think we're good to go.
Shannon, though, I like her question. Only question I have is, what else should my name be instead of Shannon's Art Shop? Shannon, I don't know anything about what type of art you create. Shannon's Art Shop sounds very generic, though. You could incorporate your name in, but a Thomas Kincaid isn't a Thomas Kincaid's Art Shop. You know, Picasso's Art Shop, Van Gogh's Art Shop. You know what I mean? And obviously, when you have a name like Shannon, it's not like this is an original Shannon. You know, you don't have a name that's so uncommon that people are going to recognize like, oh, this is an original Shannon. So it does get a little bit complicated. But unfortunately, no one can pick a brand name for you. Handmade Alpha Academy, I do talk about different ways to select a brand name, but really it's one of those things where you have to experiment with your soul and your style and your ideal target customer, the art that you create. I would hate to see someone's brand be forgotten because their name is not memorable. And I always said that my brand, my original brand, my first Etsy shop was Art by Starla, which I got stuck with because my shop got too big. I didn't make art. I sold jewelry. And I always said that if my name was Brittany Moore, I never would have gotten popular the way that I did. Starla Moore sounds so like, you know what I mean? Some people don't even think it's my real name. They think it's a pen name. And if my name had been like Art by Brittany Moore, that just doesn't have the ring to it. You know what I mean? So for those of us who have the weird names where you can't find your name on a pencil anywhere, you guys might be the exception to the rule as long as your name is easy to pronounce. But otherwise, you got to have a little bit of fun with it. Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, people were talking about the pronunciation of niche, so I just wanted to make sure I was correct before I put them in their place.
Oh, you went on a side quest.
Yeah, it is. So originally, one of the ways to pronounce it was niche. However, this is the old pronunciation and is not officially recognized anywhere. It is niche in both American and British pronunciation now. I Googled it.
It's
niche.
I used to say niche back when I first started my YouTube channel. And
a lot of people still say niche.
Yeah, I don't say it
A lot of
anymore.
older people still say niche, and a lot of people in the like academic community say niche because they were taught by older people who said niche.
Got it.
However, that is the incorrect pronunciation now. It is officially niche. Neesh is how you pronounce it. But that's enough of me being right all the time.
Stop it.
I'm gonna make somebody mad. I'm just joking around, y'all. I love you guys. We'll be here again tomorrow, noon.
Yes.
It'll be noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. British time in it.
Yeah.
And
Amber time.
Pam time.
5 p.m. Pam time. Pam, are you even still here? I know she was here for a minute. But we appreciate you. Is the topic only art shops today? They're random.
Nope,
random,
completely 100% random. I do them. I use a thing that picks them out for me.
And we're done now, but if you watch the replay, it definitely wasn't just art shops. We had jewelry and other
stuff. But we love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys later.
Bye.
I have become a better person through HAA.
What I really like about Starla is her honesty and transparency. There's so much that she gives to people for free.
I'm like, this is an incredible framework for me to build into and adjust to and adapt to, and all these things that I would have never been able to figure out on my own.
I was like reinvigorated about my business when I started HAA.
Our armor was featured in Lucifer season 5 finale, and the main actor got to wear things that we created here. Part of the reason why we were able and ready to do such a thing was because of the alphas.
Joining Etsy, joining any online platform, you have question after question after question. HAA has been the one place where I've got answers for nearly all my questions.
You guys and what you have done with the Handmade Alpha Academy has literally changed my life.
And you get continued help no matter where you're at in your Etsy journey. That was probably the biggest selling point for me.
The way you teach it, it's simple, it's down to earth. I can comprehend it. That's one of the things I love about your teaching style.
I don't think I ever could have done it without being in the HAA. Your step-by-step steps were fantastic.
I don't know how you could not succeed by following the step-by-step really instruction of how you lead us through HAA.
The first 4+ years that I was on Etsy, I think I had 37 sales, and we've gotten well over 1,000 since then. I think I'm up to 1,200.
Self-paced, there's an amazing Facebook group that will help you.
Invest in yourself. It's worth every penny and so much more.
I look at my Etsy shop and I look at my website and I am just in awe of what I have done. And I just look at it every day and think, wow.
I actually think that for what you get, you guys are really, really not charging enough. I hate to say that.
I've had thoughts to myself where I've been like, I'd give you guys $3,000 for this course. I see how valuable it is.
2020, I did maybe $3,000. 2021, I did $10,000. HAA for me paid back for itself 6 weeks after I signed up for it.
I definitely recommend it. If you can invest the money, the time investment is not too bad.
Well worth the money. There is nothing in all that I've taken that I haven't been able to use for my business.
Absolutely, just do it, because there's no, what do you have to lose? And it's everything you need in one place.
It's hard to buy an education that will teach you practical skills like we learn in HAA.
Take the plunge, do it. First off, the money back guarantee is really a selling point for me.
She knows so much about marketing and branding and the psychology behind it. So that's really good knowledge to have, and she's so willing to share that.
So I would tell everybody out there that's thinking about it, if you're ready for this step and if you're ready to grow yourself and your business, it changed our lives, honestly.